checking out this Accu-Tac bipod here, which first impressions are, I like it. It's solid as a rock. Came with some rubber feet, which I don't have a whole lot of use for rubber feet. I fashioned these myself out of some washers and some sheetrock anchor bits and a bolt that would fit them. Put them all together, two-part epoxied them together so they're really solid. And then once you bolt them down, all the parts are sandwiched in there. It seems to be holding up pretty good. If I need to make a better one later, I will. But this thing has got no flex in it. You can talk about being able to load into a bipod and be steady. That does not move. But man, yeah, this tripod is like a rock. It does not move, and there's just enough once loaded of I don't even know if you'd call it flex, but I mean, the legs don't flex. They are slabs instead of tubes, which means they've got a whole lot more strength specifically in that direction of torque. And they just do not feel like they flex at all. But the spikes that I made are digging in nicely even in this frozen ground. Today's the first day that I tried shooting toothpicks at 100 yards. But we shot toothpicks and we shot Q-tips. But the QD is nice. It's stout. The only complaint I've got on this QD is this pin right here has decided it wants to try to walk out from time to time. I was noticing right there. You can see that little pin right there wants to walk out. Don't really understand why that is, but I'll put a little drop of super glue in there and let that kind of harden up in there. It's just a guide. It's not really meant to do anything but just kind of help this plate right here guide straight in and straight out when you press on it. But the QD is nice. Made in America, gotta love that. Adjustable. You can adjust the tension on it to set it just right. So for mine, if it's all the way open, you can just slap it on wherever. You put it in the middle right here, you can slide it on the QD, which is kind of the way I like to do it, because once it's on here, I don't have to really worry about it falling off, and it's in that middle position, and then lock it down. And you can flip this around where it locks the other direction, and you can adjust the tension that way as well, a little bit, but you lose threads in the brass bit here. The leveling can't control on here. It's nice and smooth. It's not like glass or anything like that, but it's very smooth. You can kind of hear it. But it's very accurate. What I mean by that is once you set it in place, a lot of these locking levers on some that I have used, again, most of them are cheap, you go to lock that thing down, it moves it. So you kind of have to level off just a little bit, because you know once you tighten it up, it's going to bring it over just a little bit more. This thing, you level the rifle, you tighten that up, it doesn't change. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. The retracting legs are nice. Thought that was a little loud for hunting purposes, but you can hold the button in, bring them out a little bit quieter. But I don't generally hunt with a tripod or with a bipod. I'm usually hunting with a tripod or off of a rail. But the legs, most of y'all have seen reviews on this. The legs will cant at a 45-ish back, 90s, cant forward, and then lock all the way. And they're really easy to work. I've got a jacked up wrist right now, and this is not any problem for me to operate. And with gloves on, very easy to operate. So as far as that's concerned, very impressed. And running on an Arca rail, especially a full-blown Arca rail like this one on this Element chassis, being able to slide that exactly where it needs to go to do whatever you need to do with it is super awesome. I also like the fact that it actually gives you a little bit more length. This has got a long forend, so you get a lot of stability, forward stability, by moving that bipod out. But this even gives you like an extra 1.5 inches of stock because of the way that it's built, which is pretty cool. So, yep, that's the Accu-Tac bipod. I'm giving it a thumbs up. Right now, I'm not regretting spending the money on it. It definitely beats the heck out of a cheap Harris knockoff all day long. But anyhow, there you go.